Hi, I'm Scott with Mountain View 3D, and today I'm going to give you a quick run through on the very basics of working in the Bambu Studio environment. When Bambu Studio opens, it'll put you in the home page here, which will show you your recently opened documents as well as some highlights from MakerWorld. I still find that using MakerWorld.com is the best way for me to surf models and be able to look at the comments and learn things about it that you won't necessarily see if you surf models here within Studio. The next tab over is the Prepare tab. This is where you will work with models, sizing them and coloring them and getting them all prepared for printing. I am using the left mouse button to move the plate left and right or up and down. Over here you would select the printer that you have in use, so you can have multiple printers available to you. If you don't have any printers, you will need to select and remove them here. So only check box on printers that you have. So the very first one here, Bambu A1's got a checkbox, and you can click confirm. This will select the plate that you want to use. So if you've gotten a super tack plate, you can switch there. The different plates do have different properties and different filaments that they work best with, so make sure you have the correct plate for your application and the correct plate selected so that the bed heating settings will be correct. If you've got a 4-color AMS, you may see 4 colors here. Know that when you use this drop-down box there and you see AMS filament, this will be a list of the filaments that your selected printer knows that it has in it. You can also come down here and select from the presets if you're using non-Bambu RFID filament. Your nozzle size should be set to the nozzle that is in your A1. It will come with a 0.4 nozzle standard. Down here is your processing options. You can choose global options or specific object options. We'll go into the usefulness of changing specific object options in later videos. While you're just getting started, looking at the simple view is good, but if you want to tick on the advanced properties, sometimes there will be further options that we will need in there. To get started, if you want to leave that off, that's totally fine, because we'll just be working with the system presets here. Most cases, you'll want to use the 0.2. If you want a little finer, certainly feel free to experiment with the 0.16, and if you really want to get a smooth looking model, you can move it on up to a 0.08, but just know that they're going to take forever. Alright, so there's a lot of different things you can do within the slicer. If you just want to play with some shapes and see what all it can do, you can right click, add primitive, and select from the list of shapes there. From here we can use the move tool to move it around in the environment. If you need to move it only in X, you can grab the red handle, or only in Y. You can move the green handle. If you want it to, for whatever reason, sink down in, you can move it in Z. If you try to move it up in Z, it will bring it back down to the plate. It's smart enough to know that you can't just have shapes floating with nothing at all holding them up. The rotate tool works similarly. You can rotate in each of the various directions as needed. And then the scaling tool works as well. You can click and drag, or you can manipulate the numbers there. If you use a corner, it will scale everywhere, but as long as your uniform scale is off, you can scale it in other directions independently of the others. Or if you turn uniform scale on and we now try to scale it that way, it's gonna scale it all. Okay. So once you've got your shape or your model in there, the next thing you'll want to do is slice the plate. What that does is analyzes the model and creates a set of instructions. It'll tell you approximately how much it's going to cost and how long it's going to take. There's a lot of different options in here for things that you can look at that we'll delve into later on. Also, this slider on the side will allow you to analyze the model from the bottom up, so you can see what is happening at each one of the layer heights. And this will show you the G-code lines as you move along. That's not likely a tool that you will use unless you get into the really advanced functions. Then from here you can print the plate, select the printer that you want it to go to, click send. It knows that this printer is not an A1. So it will not let me send it to the wrong kind of printer. But if I come in here and select an A1, it'll synchronize, it'll pick the closest color to what it knows it has on hand, and then I can send it to print. So that's only a fraction of what the Bambu Studio software can do. We'll be exploring more of the in-depth and more advanced options as we go through this video series. If you've got specific questions, please let us know in the comments below or with direct messages. We want to hear back from you on what it is you need to know to get printing and stay happy. Thanks a lot.